producer on the left right now. Look, it's Mr. Potato Head. That's right. We're in partnership with Hasbro to do a series of films based on classic games like Battleship, starring Liam Neeson. Oh, also, over on the left, Building 5195 has got a familiar silhouette. That used to be the office of Alfred Hitchcock, the master of terror and suspense. You know, Hitch was also kind of a master of self-promotion. He liked to show up in all of his own movies. See if you can spot Hitch in any of these film clips.
There.
Good evening.
There's Hitch. There he is.
Alfred Hitchcock.
That's Hitch. There's Hitch. There's me. There's Hitch.
You should have seen the blood.
Okay, enough playing with the clips. We're entering our back lot, where almost every structure you see is really just a facade, a false front. You see, we're very economical. We only build what the camera needs to see. If the camera is only going to see an actor in front of the building, all we construct is the front of the building. We usually don't bother with the interior or the back. But these facades are very versatile. We'll use them over and over. For example, if you look over on the right, you'll see a row of brownstones. Well, look up at your monitors. Here are those brownstones in action. Here's the secret of working on the back lot. Architecture doesn't change that much over the decades. That's why we can use these sets over and over. Those brownstones were used as Los Angeles in the 1930s in The Sting, but they were also used as Buffalo, New York in the year 2000 in Bruce Almighty. The architecture didn't change, just the costumes on the actors and the make and models of the cars parked along the curb. Right now we're entering one of the best loved sets on the back lot. Courthouse Square from Hill Valley. You'll remember it from Back to the Future. Take a look. Now this is how it was seen in the movie, of course. Today it looks a little bit different, as it was decorated right here. You saw this for several years as the main town square of Grandview on Ghost Whisperer with Jennifer Love Hewitt. We've also filmed To Kill a Mockingbird back here, The Riot from Bruce Almighty. Other companies are fond of this area. For Warner Brothers, this was used as River City, Iowa in The Music Man. Robert Preston led 76 trombones marching around this square. This was Sweet Apple, Ohio in Bye Bye Birdie with Anne Margaret. This was Heavenly Hillsboro for Spencer Tracy in Inherit the Wind. Things probably seem a little quiet around here right now. That's because everything is kind of in a neutral state. Just before filming is ready to begin, that's when the art director comes out and puts the finishing touch. Now this is an area that's pretty familiar to an old New Yorker, like Jimmy Fallon.
Hey everyone, welcome to New York! I got my start right here in New York on Saturday Night Live. This is actually my old neighborhood. Once got mugged over there. An old woman, tough lady. This is my favorite hot dog guy. Hey buddy, how's it going? Remember me? No. Just like old times. Gotta love New York City. Hey, I'm walking here! I'm walking here! Hey, it's cool guys. I was just walking there. So it's not exactly New York, but a lot of times when you see New York in the movies, it was shot right here on the Universal Metro sets. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Even if you make it here on the Universal lot.
Jimmy's right. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. In fact, we can make here anywhere. This was used as Los Angeles in the 1930s in Changeling with Angelina Jolie. Moscow in Castaway with Tom Hanks. This was seen as a town in Nevada in Transformers with Shia LaBeouf, and this was New York in Captain America, The First Avengers, 1940s New York, right here. This is where Cap caught up with an enemy agent escaping in a taxi. And take a look over on the left. See that theater over there? You might remember it from Spider-Man 2. That's where Mary Jane Watson was starring in a play, and Peter Parker couldn't get inside because of a very nasty usher. Spider-Man 2 was directed by Sam Raimi. He's just one of the many great directors that's worked with Universal over the years. That list includes Ron Howard, Robert Zemeckis, Steven Spielberg, Alfred Hitchcock, and Academy Award winner Peter Jackson.
It's the original King Kong that made me want to direct movies. I saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 or 9 years old, and I wanted to become a filmmaker. I like films that just take you away from your real life and sweep you up in adventure. Kong literally does that. I mean, you're on board the ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you're encountering monsters and creatures from, prehistoric times. So I was thrilled when Universal invited me back to Skull Island, and it's great to have you along for the ride. Now, we have created this 3D immersive experience, so you're going to have your glasses ready. Don't put them on yet, but just have them in your hand because we're about to return to Skull Island. We really...
They're actually coming from our transportation department. That's directly ahead of us. Get your cameras out because this is worth seeing. What you're looking at on your monitors are called picture cars. A picture car is any car that gets seen in front of the camera. And to be honest, sometimes the picture cars are even more familiar than the actors who drive them. If you take a look over on the left-hand side of the tram, we have some of the picture cars you've been looking at. Ah, that's my favorite right there, the mule from Serenity. Over the years, picture cars have just gotten bigger, badder, and faster as audiences embrace their need for speed. And if you're talking big, bad, and fast, well, you're talking the Fast and Furious films.
Ja Rule all one, yeah.
By combining picture cars with computer-generated images and motion control technology, there is no effect we can't bring to life. Let me show you how it works. This is stage 55, where we're working on a scene where a helicopter is going to attack a couple of cars. The cars are over on the left. What we're working on right now is a reaction shot of bullets finishing around the vehicles. Let me just check in with the tech director. Maybe get a little preview of what's going on. It's 8313. Can we get a bullet demo over here?
Clear on the set.
Okay.
Let's see the bullet hits. And go. Smoke. Go. Fire. Go. Okay, we're clear for a full run through. All systems checked. This one's for real, guys, so watch out. And action.
Examples of motion control technology. Boys, take a bow. Very nice. I believe you deserve to strut. Computer-controlled robotics like Karma and Carnage here can rehearse all day long. They take very precise direction and then perfectly repeat their performances over and over and over, and this is the beauty part. All without ever right. We have a boat scene in Jurassic Park 3. On the left, a cage from the original Jurassic Park. Also on the left, you'll recognize the long green communication center from the Lost World Jurassic Park. You see it in action on the monitors above your head. You know, our last shaky film debuted back in 2001. By now, dinosaurs created for then we are extinct again. But you're in Hollywood right now. Anyone can make a comeback. Now, go ahead, just spit right back at me. Very first assignment was to escort a young author on a tour of our facilities. The author he was showing around was Michael Crichton. Neither one of them had any idea 20 years later they were going to team up and create a dino classic. We're going to drop down this hill into Old Mexico. The real Mexican border is just a few hours away, but time is money in the movie biz. We don't want to waste time commuting. Besides, when we're on our own property, we can control every aspect of a shoot. We can control the time of day, filming day for night if necessary, or the season of the year. So we have to put... How am I trying to explain weather effects? I happen to have access to America's favorite weatherman. You know him. You love him. You trust him if he says, carry an umbrella. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the Today Show's Al Roker.
Hi everybody, here's today's Universal weather. It's going to be sunny and dry in 6 Points, Texas. Cool and cloudy in Little Europe. Expect snow and sleet on New York Street. And we've got a high chance of thunderstorms and precipitation for Skull Island, Amity Island, and that's for today. Now here's a look at what's going on.
Flash flood. Oh, come on, what are you talking about? I see. If Al Roker tells you it's going to rain, by golly, you know it's going to rain on you. And if he says flash flood, well, you may want to aim your cameras up that hill over there on the left. By the way, if the buildings on the left seem at all familiar, you may remember them from... Hold tight. We'll ride it out. Surf's up. Now that's a weather effect. That rain is caused by a sprinkler system in the trees. They shoot water into the air. When the water falls, it looks like regular rain. The flood is caused by dumping thousands of gallons of water from tanks hidden at the top of those hills. We're not going to waste that water. We'll pump it right on up and distribute it to drinking fountains all through the theme park. Let's head farther into Old Mexico. You might recognize the courtyard up ahead from Nacho Libre, starring Jack Black. But it's not always just Mexico. Take a look.
Yippee, the Easter Bunny sees every country in one night. Oh, really, Dad? What about China? Oh,
Yeah, what about China? Well, take a look over there on the right. That street was turned into China for the movie Hop. Paramount Pictures turned this into Peru for Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. This was used as Bolivia in a dream sequence on the television series House. And other TV shows have filmed here as well, like Community, Without a Trace, and Crossing Jordan. But for right now, what do you say we cross the Rio Grande, head north into the wild, wild west? Yes, Western movies have taken place right here on this very street. Here's just one example.
This town ain't big enough for the both of us, Jimmy Fallon.
well, I ain't going anywhere, Jimmy Fallon. Lucky shot.
Now, what say you mount up and get out of town while the getting's good?
All right. Well, I'll see you again, Fallon.
Oh, you can count on it, Fallon. The getting.
This is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
We just have to talk it out, that's all.
Jimmy's right. This is the oldest portion of the Universal lot. We call it 6 Points because there are 6 streets in this western area, and each street is a completely self-contained western town. As a handy arrangement, if a bad guy rides in, stays over, gets liquored up, and robs the bank, when the sheriff wants to chase him to the next town, all he has to do is just mosey around the corner and he is in the next town. When Universal opened back in 1915, the films we made were silent films. Sound was not a problem. That's why they could do 6 movies side by side in a small area like that. The sound of a gunfight on one street would not disturb a cowboy romance.